place we'll be on December 1 is that the size of the balance sheet is frozen. And as mortgage-backed securities mature, we'll reinvest those in treasury bills, which will foster both a more treasury balance sheet and also a shorter duration. So that's what, in the meantime, if you freeze the size of the balance sheet, the non-reserve liabilities, currency, for example, they're going to continue to grow organically. Because the size of the balance sheet is frozen, you have further shrinkage in reserves. And reserves is the thing that we're managing that has to be ample. So that'll happen for a time, but not a tremendously long time. We don't know exactly how long, but at a certain point, you'll want to start reserves to start gradually growing to keep up with the size of the banking system and the size of the economy. So we'll be adding reserves at a certain point, and that's the last point. Even then, we didn't make decisions about this today, but we did talk today about the composition of the balance sheet, and there's a desire that the balance sheet be right now it's got a lot more duration than the outstanding universe of Treasury securities, and we want to move to a place where we're closer to that duration. That'll take some time. We haven't made a decision about the ultimate endpoint, but we all agree that we want to move more in the direction of a balance sheet that more closely reflects the outstanding treasuries, and that means a shorter duration of balance sheet. Now, this is something that's going to take a long time and move very, very gradually. I don't think you'll notice it in market conditions.
Okay. I want to talk about silver and gold, copper. Yeah, precious metals. I'm recording this 6:12 Pacific Standard Time, and it's January 25, 2026. I want to talk about silver and gold, and this is not scripted. I do not do my video scripted. There's other channels that do. You can go and watch them. I do this on the fly, but I am trying to share with you my knowledge to the best of the time and extent that I have. And so that way it might help you stay ahead of the curve in surviving in this world financially. So I want to ask, if first of all, I really feel like most people are not concerned with finances on a daily basis. They're not thinking about it 24/7. I have a life. I feel like I have a healthy life, as well as I do worry about finances from day to day. Credit, assets, real estate, gold, silver, crypto. But I want to share with you a story. I was driving, looking at homes by the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And this was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I would say it was maybe in 2019. A small 2-bedroom house by the Rose Bowl was listed at $1.8 million. And I was really floored. $1.8 million. And small 2-bedroom house. I mean, honestly, I don't know where you could fit the bathroom in. And beautiful real estate. But it was a small house, and it sold for $1.8 million. And I was curious to see other listings, or to find out if there was other listings on the street. And I really didn't see any. So I saw a guy walking down the street, and I was curious if he had any information on that house. Like, was it still did it close escrow, and or if it was still available on the market, and what the asking price is, sales price. And this was so I found out what it sold for after, when I got home. But going back in time, the guy on the street says, "Oh, I don't know anything about these homes," and he's walking the neighborhood. He's walking in the neighborhood, like he projected, like he didn't understood or knew about finances, which was the bottom line. And I turned to Cindy and I said, "Do you realize how stupid that was? Like, aren't you concerned about what's going on around in your neighborhood?" And she wasn't shocked at all. And it leads me to think that I would say the ratio of 9 average citizens in this great country, United States, 9 citizens out of 10 do not know, or they do not care about the world that's going around them. And especially when it comes to finances. And that opened my eyes, because I didn't care about the person, but it's a reflection of society. And it kind of puts me back in my seat. And I just have to worry about myself and my immediate family. I really do. I had this certain care about what goes on in society, and I'm kind of like reeling back in, and I'm putting myself back in the seat. But I do make these videos once in a while to try to help you out. And I have some followers that go back 4 years when I started this crypto channel. And I said that Dogecoin was going to take off. The crypto market was going to blow up in 2021, and it sure did. I talked about Morgan silver dollars. I got a comment, life is too short. I don't waste my time with that. Another commenter said, you don't know what you're talking about. It's all BS. And that's fine. You do you, and I'm going to do mine. But I do make these videos to share with those that watch my channel. And if they can take something from it to better their lives, and this is not financial advice, or it is financial advice, more power to you. I'm just dumbfounded. And while I'm dumbfounded, I'm looking at silver and gold and platinum, the way it's shooting through, it's tearing new territory. So let me also, on the second phase of this video, the second phase. Okay, so I'm a baby boomer, and my first awakening towards financial awareness was back in the late 70s, and it affected everybody. So there was gas rationing during Jimmy Carter time. They tried to do price controls, and it whipsawed. It had so much backlash, because there was a lot of when they tried to do price controls on gasoline rationing. It infuriated the American public, and I think there was a lot of violence that started to spur on when people were fighting to get in lines to get gas to go to work. And so there were odd and even days to get your gas. I think it was based on your license plate. So after that fiasco occurred, they pulled the plug on it. And I think a deal was made with OPEC to pump more oil. And I think that's when gasoline rationing stopped. Then there was ample supply of gas. The point is, price fixing is not the right way to go, and free markets are the way to go. Worldwide, the United States has the best market system in the world. I wouldn't want to be any other place. There are some countries. I think New Zealand does not allow precious metals to be exported nor imported into New Zealand. Australia might have tight control over precious metals, and China has stopped exporting silver outside of their borders, and I think Mexico as well. But if you're in the United States, you can buy and sell. You can go to a pawn shop. You can go to a coins dealer. You can buy gold and silver if it is available. But going back to the late 70s, then what happened was interest rates shot up through the roof. It was hitting above and beyond 18%. If I remember from my memory banks, it was 21%. So then when Reagan got elected, I think within about 6 months, the interest rates went down to like 12%. Something happened. I mean, they really had to put the hammer down, and I don't know what it was. It feels like at that time there was a contraction of money, although inflation was rearing its demon's head. Inflation was going through the roof, but for some, and I don't think it was publicly stated when Reagan came in office, something was done to bring down the interest rates. I do not know. And I tried finding out. I could not find out. I never knew in 45 years how the interest rate, especially if you had a mortgage, you wanted to purchase a interest rate mortgage, it would be 18 to 20%. Or if you want to do a refi. So money was tight. And at the same time, interest rates, inflation was going up. Money supply was going down, and interest rate and inflation was going up. So then comes the 80s and then the 90s. Don't let no politician take credit for the prosperity in the 90s, including the Clinton family. It was all due to innovation, IT, computers, and innovation. Maverick individuals like Apple Company, Bill Gates, Dell Computers, so on and so on, that wanted to build great companies and innovation, which created a lot of jobs and at the same time created a lot of money. Then comes 2008. Real estate was going through the roof. Not as much as it was now. It's a fraction. If you compare it from 2008 to 2025, you can a 3-bedroom house in Vegas, you can get it for like $120,000 brand new, which was a lot of money. But now you're looking at $550,000 in Las Vegas. So at the minimum, and that's if you qualify for a mortgage, because although the money supply right now is extraordinary, from what I understand and from my research, it's hard to qualify for a loan in 2026. There are a lot of job losses. So prior to 2008, we had some smart individuals in government that knew well, and based on their experience, what happened in the late 70s, all throughout the 70s and 80s, that it's gotten to the point where they can't let the system crash and go and have this country go into a Great Depression. So things were done, and they had to utilize the balance sheet on the Federal Reserve to absorb a lot of the cost in the system. And I think this is what Jerome Powell was explaining. But regarding his remarks on balance sheets of the Federal Reserve, we don't know what it is, truly. We just don't know. I mean, they say it's a balance sheet. I heard Powell saying his job is somewhat easy. It's a very small set of daily tasks that he had to do. That's what I heard when he was in front of Congress. But the decisions that he makes affects the United States and the world at large. So they set their rates on bonds, and they sell it or they buy it. They increase or they decrease the money supply. So if you're going to increase the balance sheet, you're going to reduce the money supply. And this is not a good thing in today's environment where we have tariffs. And I think that this is a repeat of the late 20s and becoming to for the United States to become an isolated entity in the world. Um, I think we're going down a treacherous downward slope. We're going to have high interest rates, not low rates. Although they want to cut the interest rates to reduce the borrowing interest rate on mortgages and credit cards and car loans, I don't think it's going to work that way. With the balance sheet that Powell mentions, increasing it is going to reduce the money supply out there in the United States. It's not going to increase it. It's not going to help us. It's going to be devastating because you want the balance sheet to shrink. Now you have the asset side and the liability side of the balance sheet. So either or, it's Peter and Paul. So we're in a kind of a tight fix because as you can see, the U.S. Treasury, the U.S. debt level is, I think it's 38 trillion dollars. Let's see what it is. And I don't even know if this is an accurate. I don't know if this is accurate. $38 trillion and a half above. It's $38.6 trillion. Every second, you can see how it grows. So, going back, decreasing the balance sheet. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard him say increasing the balance sheet, which means the balance sheet absorbing more money, pulling money out of the supply of the system, while at the same time we have tariffs. It's all isolation. It's an isolated system, and this is not good. It started the Great Depression in 1930, and I think we're repeating it now. The way I see this going, and then just right now, President Trump is going to shut down the economy because they can't get the agreement on the budget proposal. So on January 31st, 2026, there's going to be a government shutdown. Again, people want their paychecks to live on. So that's going to be a whole set of problems in just about 1 week. So where am I going with this? I mentioned before we're going into a depression. It might be a small depression at the outset. People are losing their jobs, and if you find another job or two jobs to replace your original job, that you might have to, go back to $10 an hour or $15 an hour where you were making $30 an hour. You're going to try to replace that $30 by working two jobs at $10 a pop or $15 a pop, and you're going to have to do what you need to do. At the same time, while we're having job losses, we're in stagflation. So price levels are high. Now, I don't know how we can get prices down. I don't think it's ever going to happen. In my years of living in this great country, I've never seen prices go down or attempted to push prices down. So that's a topic for a whole different video, but I don't think I want to do that. But I think you get my understanding of that point. Back in 1980, you could get yogurt at, I think it was 35 cents. Now to get yogurt, it's $1.25. So everything as far as commodities, food, staples, have dramatically increased over the last 40, 45 years. So I remember my mom filling gas in the mid 70s. She complained about the prices going up from 60 cents, I think, up to 74 cents. I've had customers bitch at me, coffee going from 30 cents to 35 cents, and a nickel was a nickel. Now people don't want nickels or even dimes. So I remember Trident chewing gum was 10 cents. It went up to 15 cents. I got sticker shock when it eventually ended up getting to be 35 cents for a pack of Trident chewing gum. So that was 45 years ago plus, 45 to 50 years ago. So the price level continues to go up, and I really, really, like I said earlier in the video, 9 out of 10 people are not aware of the finances, the financial world, or just don't care. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. Do not take any offense. I really urge you to just be aware. You do yourself, you do you, and live your life. And I think that's the best thing that we can do is live our lives from day to day. But I really think that we're in a real tough position right now. Now, I could be all wrong. I mean, in another 6 months, maybe everything is going to be fine because when Powell was talking about a balance sheet and all this Fed tools at his disposal, does it really hit us at home in our checking account? No, it doesn't. But on a macro level, you do see real estate prices go up. The savings rate, 1% at least, or at most, on a savings account, has never gone up, and credit card and mortgage or car loan interest rates keep going up, regardless of what you're seeing on YouTube. There's a lot of propaganda on YouTube, and just try to filter it out. But the bottom line, it's getting harder and harder to live and to survive. And I had a friend of mine told me that it was harder to survive. That was back in 1996, and that's 30 years ago, and it's still the same. Now, if you're living with your at home, you don't have to pay a mortgage. You're living with mom and dad. Thank you for watching the video. You might have different situations. It's different for everybody. So, I want to go back to precious metals, and as you can see here, it's tearing since it opened up about 4.5 hours ago. And look at that. It's $5,087, and it went up $104.10. And then silver, let's see what silver is doing. Silver is at $109.08. So a lot of people are watching this website or other similar websites, and we're all astonished how high the precious metals are going. A lot of it has to do with world economics. You got these big countries that are shoring up their currency, and they're hoarding metals. And I'm surprised copper is $6 an ounce. So I think copper is the silver where silver was, you know, at $6 an ounce 20 years ago. You know, silver was $4 an ounce for most of the 90s and early 2000s. I remember I went to a swap meet with my mom, and a guy had an 100-ounce silver brick, 100-ounce silver. He was asking $400 for that. That was mid 90s, like around 1994. And he wanted like $400 for a 100-ounce silver brick. And he could not get it, he could not sell it. And then just 15 years ago, nobody wanted gold. You can find gold at a thrift store for the most part. Silver, especially gold. I found gold at thrift stores easy. Nobody wanted gold because people didn't have money. People were busy working, paying bills, and trying to do the best they can. But now we're in 2026, and it's a completely different paradigm. We've had increases in money supply like crazy. So there's a lot of money out there, but again, with the balance sheet, the Fed Reserve balance sheet, trying to increase it means that they're trying to shrink the money supply. And I don't think that's good because we have tariffs. We have tariffs in place, which is isolating the United States from other countries. And we're not having the free trade like we used to prior to 2025. And the other thing is that with tariffs, I don't think we are experiencing the full effect of the tariffs in place. Plus, the tariffs change day to day, and you know, I think in 6 months we're going to really feel it. So there might be unsold brand new cars on the lots. And even though that there's a lot of supply of brand new vehicles, the prices are going to go higher because they cannot, because dealers cannot sell it for a lower price, and because the value of the dollar is going down. I mean, the value of the dollar goes down, assets goes up. So that being said, you know, I just like let me show you another video. I mean, another website. So this is China. China's 16 hours of the United States, 16 hours minimum. So if you look at China right now, let me refresh the page. Okay, yeah, it's gone up. Okay, so you can see there it's $762.08 Chinese yuan, and you can see this is Chinese yuan in silver prices. So let's. Okay, now what I'm going to do, what was it, 762? It was 762 plus change. So it's $109.36 in China right now. That's in China right now. And I'm making this video at about 6:30 PST. So it's 109 right now, but in the United States, Kitco, it's 109.04. It's about the same. Usually it's $10 ahead of the game. So that's kind of interesting. There is a $10 lag. So you generally in China would be $10 higher. So how am I going to conclude this? Open your eyes up. Assets are going to explode, regardless how you slice and dice it. Real estate is going to go up like crazy. You know, it's going to go up. People are going to panic, and they're going to look for safe havens for their money. I do see banks collapsing as well. That's another problem. Derivatives is another problem that the Fed Reserve is fully aware of. Derivative is a scary it's a devil in the soup. So like, it's a different topic. I may do a video on derivatives, but if the derivatives starts to wane, then you're going to see a stock crash. It's going to be a flash crash, and I don't think it'll recover that fast, unless the billionaires whales goes in and swoops up all the cheap stocks, and it will affect crypto. But if we have a flash crash in because the derivatives, I do see metals, precious metals, still going up, because people want retail and average investors want to keep their money in safe place, and definitely that will not be the banks. So how am I going to conclude this? Because I can't do so many of these videos. There are other videos on YouTube, so you can watch those when you have a time. Try to filter it out. There's a lot of what I want to say is there's a lot of programming, subliminal messaging. Just be careful of it. And I'm going to leave the video off at that. Stay safe out there. If you enjoy my videos, hit the like buttons, subscribe to my channel. When I talk about assets, real estate, I got to do this video about Yucca, Arizona. It's growing by leaps and bounds. And I'll be doing a video on that in the next couple of days. So stay safe out there. Have a great day. Enjoy your life. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.